Where it happens, I wanna be in the room where it happens.
Hamilton is returning. Get tickets today for the Tony, Olivier, Grammy, and Pulitzer Prize-winning musical. It's the story of America then, told by America now. In Chicago at the James M. Nederlander Theater. Get tickets at BroadwayInChicago.com.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Hey, wait. Where's the guests? This is Beer in Front, part of the OddPods Media Network. Sometimes the beer in front of you is the best one yet. I'll talk about some old school beers that maybe you've forgotten about, some new beers that have the potential to be a classic. I'll also talk to various people around the beer world and get their stories all about beer. That's Beer in Front, and it's coming up now. Welcome to the August 22nd edition of Beer in Front. I'm your host, Dave Zalatoris, and Beer in Front is a proud member of the OddPods Media Network. This week is a quick show. No guest, no nothing. You just have to listen to me. I want to thank you for listening, and I want to thank those that support the show over on Patreon.com. If you'd like to help the show out, you could go to patreon.com/beerinfront for more information. You could subscribe for as little as $1 a month, and I do appreciate it. I do have a question, and I'd like some feedback from you, the listener. I was thinking the other day that is the national craft beer brand, it's not dead, but it's dying. And I was thinking about that with Anchor Steam going. And I mean, 20 years ago, you had your bigger national brands out there like Anchor Steam, Sierra Nevada, Sam Adams, and a couple others. And Sam Adams is now selling more Truly than they are in Twisted Tea than they are beer. And Sierra Nevada is still going strong, but it looks like they're putting all of their eggs in the hazy little thing basket. You have New Belgium that had to redo Fat Tire, but the Voodoo Ranger and all of their variants are definitely keeping the lights on over at New Belgium. So I wonder about your drinking habits and your purchasing habits. For me, mostly when I'm not grabbing an old school beer for the show, I mostly gravitate towards local or regional craft beers, and I'm wondering if the national brand is dead or dying. So if you have any opinions on that, please get a hold of me. I'd like to come up with a show about that in the near future. If you're interested in a Beer in Front t-shirt, I have some new designs. I have a merch store over on the usual TeePublic, Teespring, but I've come up with my own design, and I found a way to make them a little cheaper, and ballpark figure, it's going to be about $20, including shipping. That'll be the shirt, the decals that I'm putting on them, and shipping. So if you're interested in a Beer in Front t-shirt, please let me know, and we could work something out. I've had some test runs done for shirts that I've worn myself and that I've given away to a few people, and no complaints yet. The decals last good. I picked them up from a company called Ninja Transferred and put them on myself, and they look great. They wear nice. They don't come apart in the wash. So once again, if you're interested, please get a hold of me. In beer news this week, big news from the Illinois Craft Brewers Guild. They announced the return of North America's largest barrel-aged beer festival This is the Festival of Wood and Barrel-Aged Beer, otherwise known as FOBAB. This is going to be November 3rd and 4th at the UIC Credit Union 1 Arena on the west side of Chicago. You could pick up tickets starting this Friday, so pick it up. It's a good time. A lot of great barrel-aged beers. I'm going to be there this year, so please, this Friday, grab you some tickets for FOBAB. Speaking of beer festivals, the Great American Beer Festival is next month in Denver, and I'm going to have a special correspondent that's going. DT from Space Castle podcast. He's going to be there. I'm going to talk to him once he gets back, and we'll recap the Great American Beer Festival. There's a new Gallup poll that asks, what is America's drink of choice? And beer is still number one. That was 37% of people that responded compared to 31% for liquor and 29% for wine. The hop harvest in the Pacific Northwest, the crop for this year is expected to decline by as much as 11% in Oregon. So I don't know if we're going to see as many hoppy beers, fresh hop beers, but the Oregon crop harvest has declined by 11%. And you're saying to yourself, Dave, it's not pronounced Oregon. But if you've ever watched Scent of a Woman, I could only say Oregon like that. There was a good article over on the Guardian's website, and they're talking about there's over 100 breweries in the UK that have gone under, and there's a lot of factors, COVID, but Brexit was a big factor in this. Check out that article over on The Guardian. Stone Brewing in the University of Southern California, they're collaborating for a new pale ale called Stone's Fight On. You could pick this up in Southern California only or at USC football games. And finally, over on Brewbound, I read that Sierra Nevada is planning to go big on their Imperial, hazy IPAs, as well as a non-alcoholic line. In the year 2024, they're going to have new hazy IPAs in their Little Thing series, like a Cosmic Double IPA. They've got some hazy mix packs. They also have a non-alcoholic Trail Pass line that's going to be in an IPA and a golden beer. And also, they're going to have their hop bullets coming back, a hop splash, hop water. And finally, they're having a thing called Strange Beast. They call it a day drink, and this is a white sangria. So this is going to be interesting, like a mimosa maybe. So look for that next year from Sierra Nevada.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Tina Jaramillo.
And I'm Hillary Doherty.
And we host the Muck podcast, where we discuss the dark and sometimes weird true stories in American politics.
Hey, Tina, did you know that Elvis crashed the Nixon White House for the sole purpose of getting a DEA badge, and it worked?
What? Or how a gun control advocate senator out of California engaged in gun trafficking with notorious gang leader Shrimp Boy.
Shrimp Boy, I remember him. Okay, so, we cover all of that and more from maladies, madness, mischief, and murder in U.S. politics.
And we also host a bi-weekly interview segment called Lil Muck.
We interview politicians, journalists, activists, and others who share their experiences in politics.
Find the Muck Podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, and check us out on social media at the Muck Podcast.
All right, the beer that's in front of me this week is Breckenridge Brewery's Vanilla Porter. Breckenridge has been around since 1990. In 2016, they were bought out by Anheuser-Busch InBev, so they're now part of the AB family. But Vanilla Porter has been around for a long time. I know I've seen this out and about. It's got to be at least 10 years now. I haven't had this in a long time. The vanilla porter is 5.4% alcohol. It has notes of vanilla with roasted malts according to the label here. So let's crack this bottle open and have a little Breckenridge vanilla porter. The vanilla porter pours very nice, good. It's a little lighter. I was expecting something a little darker. I mean, it's dark, but you hold it up to the light, you get that nice ruby red color shining through. Really nice foam here. I get a combination of both. I get the malt and the vanilla coming from the aroma. It smells very nice. No, that's good. I get the vanilla more up front, but the notes of the malt are there. Finish is a little thin for me. Maybe I'm so used to drinking barrel-aged stouts that this kind of like set me back a little bit. But no, it's a tasty beer. There's a little bitterness on the end, and I'm not sure if that's hop bitterness or like bitterness from the malt. It's got a kind of an odd aftertaste. It's not bad, but it's something that I just wasn't expecting right now. Let me have another sip of this. No, that's a pretty decent beer. They have a couple variants that come out. They have one that's aged in rum barrels, and then they also have a nitro. It's in the can with the widgets like you see with Guinness and other type of beers like that. But this one I picked up in a mix pack over at the grocery store. I'm like, I haven't had that in years. So the old school beer of the week is Breckenridge Brewery's Vanilla Porter. If you haven't had it in a while, put it in the cart. Give it a try. The Chicago area beer in front this week, I've talked about before. This is from Pipeworks and JP Graziano, great sandwich company here. This is Alla Salute. This is an Italian-style Pilsner, 5% alcohol. Huge fan of this. Big fan of the Italian Pilsner style. If you're not familiar with this style, it's a regular Pilsner, but they're dry hopped with your traditional noble hops that gives it more of a hop aroma. I'm a big fan of Italian Pilsners, and this is one of my favorite local ones. So let's crack open Alla Salute. Alla Salute. I don't even have this close to my nose, and I get this huge whiff of hops. It smells great. It's a nice light color, good foam, couple fingers of foam here. Yeah, that just smells so good. I get mostly hops. I get a little malt from the aroma, but it smells phenomenal. Yeah, that's outstanding. Big hop flavors here. That kind of overpowers for me the malt. That comes in kind of at the back. But this is just so good. I'm a big fan whenever this comes out. I think it came out, was it last year or 2 years ago? So it's not a year-round offering. So when I see it, I definitely have to grab some because I feel it's that good. If you're a fan of Pilsners, I definitely suggest you seek out some Italian-style Pilsners. And if you're in the Chicago area, by all means, you need to go to Pipeworks. That you could pick it up there at the brewery, or it's distributed all around. I picked this up at a bottle shop, so I'm assuming you could get it at all the places you can get Pipeworks beer. Alla Salute is definitely a winner. If you see it, put it in the cart. Coming up on YouTube in the next couple of weeks, I do have a lot of good beers that are in the fridge that I'm going to have. So please follow me over on YouTube. I usually put some of the shorter episodes or the shorter video clips up on Instagram and TikTok as well. If you could do me a favor, follow me over there. The more follows and likes you get, that helps the show out. So if you want more weekly beer stuff and you want to just hear my opinions on various beers, please follow me over on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and all of that. I do appreciate it. When I did the pizza episode back in March, I did some clips on various pizzas, and I've kind of stopped doing that and incorporated some food stuff into a little series I have called Chicago Eating, and that's going to spotlight different restaurants here. But I also, when I went to the store today to pick up the Breckenridge, and I didn't know what I was going to have. I drew a blank. So I'm like, I got to just run to the store and find an old school beer to talk about. I saw Jack's Frozen Pizza. I grew up on Tombstone and Jack's, like I'm assuming many people did when they were young and poor. So I have a Jack's. During the week, I'm going to shoot a video and have the Jack's Pizza. So follow me over on YouTube, look for that, and I'm going to go back to when I was like 16 or 17 years old and had no money and was eating Jack's Pizza. I do have some Chicago spots. I have a list of places that I want to go over the next few months and try out for this Chicago eating segment. And some of the places like Lem's Barbecue is super highly rated. I definitely need to get to Lem's. I want to go back to Rico Benny's. Their steak sandwich is absolutely killer. And I hear they have a pizza with this breaded steak. So that's a place that's on my list. If you have an idea in the Chicago area of a restaurant or food itself you want me to try, by all means, get a hold of me. You know me, I like to eat, so I'm on it. So if you think of a place, locally here in the Chicago area, please let me know. I'd love to feature that place on Chicago Eating. I also have my new tooth. So if you have been watching the videos over on YouTube the past couple weeks and you're like, dude, you look like a clown, I now have my new tooth. So future episodes, I will look normal. I have shot, I think I have 4 or 5 more videos to put out that I did record. So there'll be some mixed together. But fear not, I have my new tooth and I look like $1 million. I know many of you don't listen to podcasts as much in the summertime. People, especially in the Midwest, we're out. We're enjoying the few months of nice weather we have. In what is poor planning on my part, this summer, Beer in Front has really hit its stride with some great interviews. If you didn't get a chance to listen over the summer, check out some past shows. I had guests on from great breweries like Montucky Cold Snacks, Crooked Hammock, Second City Meadery, Great Lakes Brewing, Go Brewing, and others. Plus, I had talks with folks over at the Cicerone program, Fresh Air Friendship, and other people in the podcasting world. There has been also plenty of quick video reviews over on YouTube. That's going to wrap things up for this edition of Beer in Front. I thank you for listening. If you want to get a hold of me, you could email me, dave@beerinfront.com, or on all the social media channels at Beer in Front. Next week, I'll be doing the shower beer again for 2023, so look for that. Have a great week, and remember, sometimes the beer in front of you is the best one yet.
Bueno, nos vamos.
Aquí tiene su cuenta.
Espere, ¿$10,000?
Así es, las cervezas, hamburguesas, alitas, postre, la multa por conducir borracho a casa, licencia suspendida, días de cárcel, días de trabajo perdidos. Ya sabe, todo lo que involucra obtener un DUI. Bueno, y lo que quiera dejar de propina.
No pagues el precio de tomar y manejar. Te puede salir caro. Maneja tomado y serás arrestado. Un mensaje